Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes, a real-play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson, and your investigators of the unknown are Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam Brewster.
This time, pants are not mandatory.
George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine.
Sorry, that was my quip, I guess.
And Matt Zealish as Daniel Williams.
Wait, pants were mandatory last time? Well, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, we meant to mention that in the meeting.
All right. So how is everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Nice.
Doing well.
What are we eating and drinking?
We don't care, Matt.
Superman does good. You do well.
You do well. I am drinking RJ Rocker's Brown-Eyed Squirrel that I got in
Nice.
It's very nice.
Cool.
I'm eating a pumpkin bar.
Ooh.
You bastard. I
Is
want
that a
one.
kind
That's
bar?
right.
What's
that?
His girlfriend.
Yeah, no, it's a making me fat bar.
His girlfriend bakes a lot.
Oh, nice.
Hardcore stuff.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Excessive amounts of marijuana.
Every day
All
is 420 at George's house.
All right, before we go any further, we need to take a moment and have a word from our sponsor.
Which word?
That's it. That was the word. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Where is
Fire today, guys.
All right. So the story so far, when we last left our heroes, Daniel.
Heroes. That's flat.
Yeah, well, yeah, heroes is kind of stretching the limits of incredible.
Yeah.
When we last left our investigators, let's put it that way, Daniel, after stowing away in the trunk of Tony's 1950 Bel Air, not Corsair, he finds himself stranded and alone in the desert night until a thin, shadowy figure approaches the abandoned car. Chuck attempted to follow Dave Parker in the Jeep, but got caught on some rocks out in the desert.
I was following the slim man.
That's true. Chuck attempted to follow the thin man. No, let's say it this way. Chuck attempted to follow a shadowy figure in the Jeep, but got caught on rocks out in the desert. He hiked to the road, hitched a ride back to the film set from a trucker, then Tony gave him a lift back to the Jeep in Williams' car. On the road back, they encountered Dave Parker walking. Sam holed up with the town librarian, Katie Moore, in a 4-day effort to read and understand the spells contained within the Book of the Underlands. After the first night of reading and study, staying at Katie's place, she awoke to find Katie crouching above her, puking green fluid onto her face. So let's pick up with Chuck first.
Chuck.
You see Daniel Parker, Dave Parker walking alongside the road.
All right, I'm going to swerve and hit him. Let's end this now.
Well, that's right. Tony actually is driving. You tried that.
Roll for swerve.
Water.
Roll for
Best
swerve.
way to start the day.
Yeah.
Roll for swerve.
So Tony goes, what the fuck was he doing? And he pulls over until Dave Parker is standing in the headlights. He looks a little bit dazed.
Oh, boy. Well, no, I don't want to approach him. I'm just going to get out and sort of stand in the door and call out to him.
Okay. And Tony does the same thing. He gets out and sort of stands there and sort of looks at you quizzically while you call to Dave. Dave waves his hands a little bit, and then he squints and he sees it's you and Tony, and he walks up with a big wash of relief on his face. He's like, "Oh my God, thank God you guys came here. My car broke down in the desert. We got to get to it right away." It's actually your car, Tony.
Your other car is also broken down in the desert. So which one you want to take care of first?
What do you mean?
I tried to take your Jeep to Yorba Linda to get a part, or at least to see if anyone was open. But I kind of got lost and lost the road and stuck.
Well, okay, that's not important right now. We need to get to my car, or Tony's car.
Why? What's so important about that?
Just trust me. We've got to get there.
Is there something we should know that's so important?
No. I don't want Tony to get in trouble, and it's out there all by itself. And I remember I left the lights on.
All right, but your Jeep is also out in the middle of nowhere, and the longer we wait to go get your Jeep, the more likely it is I'll forget where it is.
Well, we'll get them both. We'll get them both. So he climbs right in the back seat, and Tony gets back in.
All right, whatever he says, let's do it.
Okay. He says, yeah, it's right up here, just a trail right up here. And Tony drives for a little bit, slowing down, and then pulls into the dirt track where you once went before. And Dave is sort of hunched over the back seat, kind of looking fearfully, fretfully, looking here and there out through the window.
Well, what did he say? The keys are locked in there? Is that what he said?
No. He said that the headlights were left on.
But why did he leave the car in the first place?
Not quite sure. You don't know.
David, why did you ever get out of the car?
It got stuck. I couldn't get it started again. It flooded out or something.
All right, well, go try and start it.
Okay,
so we have to do work with.
Tony crawls along and he gets to the spot where you know that the Jeep is off the road, and the headlights catch a little bit of the glimmer of the Jeep.
Wait, the Jeep?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought David wanted to do the Bel Air.
Fuck David. It's Tony's driving, man. So Tony catches a glimmer and he sort of pulls over where the Jeep is maybe 30 yards off the road, stuck on rocks. He looks over at you. Chuck, should we go on or should we get this?
Yeah, we can grab it. Do you have any kind of cables or rope or chains or anything?
I'm pretty sure the three of us can probably get it off the rocks. Come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. And Dave's like, no, I'll wait right here.
We need your help, Dave.
Well, I mean, do you have a gun or anything?
Dave, either you help us move the Jeep or we keep the Jeep here anymore.
Okay. He climbs out, still looking towards the foothills, and softly closes the door and then follows you towards the Jeep.
I don't have a role for rocking, pushing.
No,
shoving.
it's pretty obvious that within 15 minutes you guys can unhook it from the rocks that it's stuck on and push it back far enough to where it can get out on its own.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay. So Dave, you guys get the Jeep back on the road, and Dave's like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna take the Jeep, and I'll meet you guys back at the film set."
Well, we don't know where the car is, Dave.
It's just keep going up. It's a little ways away.
Dave, we don't know where the car is.
Just follow the track. You'll get it.
Well, whatever. If Tony's fine with that, then whatever.
Tony's like, "All right, we'll meet you back there, Dave. Come on, Chuck."
All right, let's get going then.
Okay, you climb back in, and Tony drives further along the track, and Dave takes his Jeep and heads back towards the highway. Just a few yards later, probably I'd say about 200 yards up the road, you spot the taillights. It looks like the car is now off, and it's all enclosed in darkness.
Great.
Tony pulls up about 30 feet away.
He didn't even leave the keys in, did he? Otherwise, Daniel would have gotten out.
So Tony pulls up about 30 feet away and stops. He's like, "You want me to drive it back? I can. It's my car. I can grab it if you want to take the Williams back."
Wait, I think we cut out here. There are no keys in the car, right?
You don't know, do you? Have you gotten out of this car to go check that one?
All right, let's go look. Let's go see what we got going. If the car will even start.
Okay. So I assume you walk to the Bel Air.
Yeah, and check the driver's door.
Okay. Why don't you give me a spot check? Spot hidden.
How do we do? First roll of the night.
You needed a 45 or below, and you rolled a 97. That's a failure. So you look in, and yeah, you see there are keys in the ignition. They're just turned off.
Okay. Then I will get in and try to start it.
Okay, it starts right up after a little bit of a sluggish dead battery, and Tony's like, "Okay, looks like we're good to go. You want to drive that one back, or you want the?"
Well, it's your car. Why don't you drive it?
Yeah, okay. He climbs in and says, "I guess I'll just meet you back."
Yeah, why don't you lead the way?
Okay. He backs up slightly and pulls the Yui, and then drives past William's car, and then waits for you to get back into William's car to follow.
Okay. I'm going to hop in then and take off after him.
Okay. You guys are about halfway down up to about where the Jeep was, just before where the Jeep is stuck, and then suddenly Tony slams on the brakes.
I'm going to pull up next to him.
He gets out of the driver's side, and he's like, "Do you hear that?
No.
Why don't you give me a listen roll?"
Is that a thing? There's a thing. Oh, I have a good thing. Why do I have a good? Why did I put points in that? That's stupid. And it still didn't help.
You did a 50.
Why did I put a 50 and listen? That was
failure.
Stupid.
And Tony's like, he listens for a minute, and he doesn't quite hear what he thought he heard. He's like, "Oh, it must be my imagination. It's getting kind of late." And he climbs back in his car.
All right. Well, I'll keep following him.
Okay. You guys drive back and get back on the highway and drive back up to the film site, pull in. There's no indication of Dave Parker's Jeep.
Of course not. Why would there be? Let's see. I know Daniel's in the trunk, right? Didn't we plan that out?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell what's his name, Tony, that I'll take a look at his car and check for damage because I used to be a mechanic.
Okay, we'll have at it.
All right.
It's brand new, though. Be careful with it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna check the underside, make sure nothing got knocked around on the rocks.
Great. I got some work to do, so just give me a holler. I'm going back to my shack.
I guess I should let Daniel out.
Player.
I think I'm just gonna toy with him first a little bit. Knock on the trunk a couple times.
Scratch.
You don't hear anything.
All right, I'll let him out. Whatever.
Okay, you crack open the trunk and it's empty. Daniel.
What are you gonna do, Daniel?
Apparently, I just pulled a magic trick of my own.
That's right.
You open the trunk, and instead of me, there's a large white Bengal tiger.
That would be a cool trick.
So, Daniel, as you were waiting for anybody to come to your rescue, you were hovering in the trunk and just sort of huddling there, and you heard that scratching noise coming closer and closer. And then you saw the back seat start to move slightly. And that's when you rolled out of the back of the trunk and darted to the foothills.
Seems like a sensible thing to do.
I wanted you to die. Can't one of us die?
And you were so full of fear that you actually hoofed it about 50 yards out to around the base of the foothill, going slightly north. That you knew that the film site was, essentially around one of the larger foothills there, and you didn't even look back. You were so scared. But then you hear some, what it sounds like, motors, and you sort of hide out in the scrub brush because you heard something dart through the underbrush close by, so you kept very still, and you thought you heard some voices, and then you realized that, oh shit, it's probably Chuck getting the cars. And so you ran back out to the track and were yelling, and you thought they heard you when Tony stopped and got out of the car, but they didn't hear you, so they kept going.
Mother.
So you are, if you look at the map,
You're in the middle of nowhere,
and you see where it says Bel Air.
Yeah.
You are right about the upper left corner of the B. So you're right about there. Bing. Okay. So I'm going to need you to give me a spot hidden. And actually, let's do luck instead. That sounds like fun.
Okay. Let me just grab my rabbit's feet, my 4-leaf clover.
All right. You needed a 65 or below, and you rolled a 60, so that's pretty lucky. In the moonlight, you do see some tracks that led away from where the Bel Air was, but moving northwest into the foothills. And they are slightly humanoid with maybe about a size 15 shoe, but it looks like a barefoot with claw tips.
Only good things could happen from following those tracks is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you should.
There could be no repercussions.
So you
None whatsoever.
So you have tracks moving away into the foothills, and then you have obviously the track heading back to the highway.
At the behest of my compatriots, I'm going to follow the tracks back to the highway.
Okay. Are you going to be attempting stealth or anything like that, or just whistling and walking?
I feel like there should be a middle ground between those two options.
Hello, my baby.
I'm going to be putting on a full Broadway performance of Cats.
Mm-hmm. He could.
Not Cats, please.
I'm going to try and be as quick and as quiet as I can, because whatever is out there might still be out there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an
observation.
Give me a stealth roll.
Yes, there it is.
All right.
But instead, I walk into a bucket factory.
You needed a 20 and you rolled an 82, which is a failure. So you're not quite sure how stealthy. You think you're being pretty stealthy, and you move towards the.
I really thought singing the Mission Impossible theme song made you invisible.
It does, Matt. You first sing it wrong.
Okay, that might explain it.
It's the bootaloo that gave you away.
Damn it.
Bootaloo too hard.
Bootaloo to electric bootaloo.
Sam.
Antha.
You awake. Katie.
Oh, that's what she's saying.
It's morning. She says, "Wake up! Wake up!"
What?
How you feeling?
I had the strangest dream.
What was it?
I don't even know if I can remember it. It's just the feeling of terror.
Oh, it's the book. The book is messing with you already.
Yeah, that must be it.
Well, like I said, it's a dangerous thing when you chose to undertake that.
I have to see it through.
I understand. That's exactly what my grandmother would have done.
Chorizo bagel?
Yes! I happen to have it right here.
Let's do it.
Southwest, right?
That's right. I love it. Hot shooting out the end.
So she fixes you some breakfast and then eventually takes you back to the library to continue your studies.
Okay.
Roll for breakfast eating.
Exactly.
You choke and die.
Game over.
Game over, bitches. Oh.
Damn it.
I guess you're not swimming today, Brian. Sorry.
That's why you wait a half an hour after you eat to go swimming.
I thought it said swim roll, so I thought it might have been like a Danish or something.
All right.
You die from cramps.
So let's flash back to Chuck at the film site the previous night.
Previous night? I didn't know we time traveled.
Yeah, I just wanted to get Brian out of the way, Sam out of the way.
Oh.
Since I know she hasn't been much.
So, yeah. That's not good.
So the trunk is empty.
What happened to, what's his name, Tony? What did he do?
Tony's in the shack doing some work, catching up on work.
I'm going to go talk to him.
It's the Love Shack.
He's like, yeah, how's the car?
It's not too bad, but I think I should take it out for a quick test drive if you don't mind, to make sure everything looks right.
Okay, but just stay out of the rocks.
I will. I'll stay on the road.
All right. William said to trust you. He gives you the keys.
All right, I'm going to hop in the car and head south on.
Okay. It's not too long. You get to where the dirt track begins, and you see Daniel all dusty and sweating, just meeting the highway as you meet the dirt track.
Boy, that's convenient. I didn't see that.
His eyes are like the size of saucers.
Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna pull over and go pick him up.
With kittens licking them.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep driving.
The power of kittens.
All right, Dan, what happened?
So, you're not going to believe this, but I
You're
was,
right.
In the trunk, and the car had stopped. So I was like, maybe he's off doing something. So I waited a bit, and I peeked my head out from behind the seats, and he was just flat out gone. No one there, no one around. I couldn't figure out any tracks or anything. And I figured, he'd be coming back eventually. So I just kind of shut the headlights off so that the car wouldn't die and climbed back into the trunk. And after that, there was this, I was waiting, and all of a sudden there were, crickets everywhere. And there's not the kind that you eat, like live crickets. And I poked my head out to see if I could figure out what's happening. And there was this really, tall, skinny dude in the darkness, coming at me. So I may have squeaked like a little girl and then rolled back into the trunk. And then,
And at what point did you decide that the keys that were in the ignition shouldn't have just been used to drive away?
It was really dark, okay? Really dark.
I forgot that the keys require light to be used.
So I was hanging out for a while, and I heard something tapping and scratching around the outside of the car. So as soon as that noise moved forward, I kind of army rolled out of the back of the trunk and booked it around the foothills because I didn't want to die, despite how much I know you want me to.
You're not wrong. Well, hop
That's
in.
when he discovered his boyfriend hanging from a tree, dead as its nails were scratching the
Before I made my way to the highway, there were a set of weird-looking tracks in the dirt. Dude with really big shoes, but he wasn't wearing shoes, and it had, claws, and I decided not to follow it.
Look at the bones!
Well, with this car, we're not going to be doing any off-roading.
Don't we still have David's Jeep, though? I mean, you only cut the fuel line, couldn't you?
David's got his Jeep.
I thought you cut the fuel line.
Well, yeah, then I uncut it. I used super glue. Sponsor us, super glue. What's a brand of super glue?
# no sponsor.
Tiny Whoop super glue.
Super glue somewhere. Right? We used some nice quality tester trademarked super glue. Fix the fuel line. But anyway, he's got it and he's gone. He's missing, of course. So get in. We're not going to follow those tracks, at least not today.
Okay. I'm going to hop into the car with the boss.
And let's head back, reluctantly.
It's behind you.
Okay, you ride back at the film set. All appears to be normal. It is
Still
getting
no David?
quite late. No.
Great. Well, let's call it a night. I got nothing else. And at least not now.
All right. You return to the barracks and collapse on a heap to sleep the night away. Twist the night away. All right. Next morning, you awake.
I had chorizo bagels.
Birds are chirping. Sam had chorizo bagels, which was amazing. No, it'd be sun-dried tomato bagels with chorizo sausage gravy on top.
Yes.
That's
or
how
jalapeno bagels.
That's how Katie rolls. Oh, yeah.
Jalapeno bagels.
Asiago, jalapeno, butternut squash.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
It's Italian.
It's Italian.
Hey, you remember that nice Italian place in town?
Remember that? Okay, so Chuck and Daniel, you awaken. And everybody is awakened before you, of course. It sounds like they're getting ready for another heavy day of shooting.
Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good podcasting, guys.
I don't know what in the world we're going to do.
We should probably look to see if David came back at some point in the night.
Yeah, let's go check. Although I really, honestly, at this point, I don't even know what I would make of it if he were here or weren't.
His Jeep is there. Mm-hmm. Looks pretty dusty.
Let us go see if the keys are in it.
In the Jeep?
Yeah.
It's locked.
Damn.
No keys. It's locked.
You can tell there's nothing in the ignition anyways.
Well, wait, there's nothing in the ignition, or we can't get into the vehicle?
It's locked and there's no keys in the ignition.
But we can enter the vehicle?
No, it's locked. Nice try, though.
Loopholes. We don't have them.
Let's go just check on him and see what his state is.
He appears to be in a scene right now. He's working out. I don't have the map up for that, but he's working over towards the saloon. Looks like there's a pretty pivotal scene going on. Everybody seems to be doing double time.
So.
So with the Jeep, like, how visible is it? Like, if we go and try to mess with the Jeep, are a lot of people around who are going to see it, or is it kind of tucked away behind his trailer, or what?
It's parked next to and behind the trailer, so it's pretty visible.
Damn. So we can't just like waltz in there and start screwing with his car.
No, but the Jeep doesn't dance, so that probably wouldn't work anyways.
Does it know how to tango?
Jitterbug.
You just said it doesn't dance, man. Pay attention.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me they don't dance.
Who's Charles Gerard? Nice.
No, I was once in a whole town where dancing was prohibited.
It's not the modern era. It's 1950. 1950 is what we're playing,
Yeah.
Charles.
I was going to say Kevin Bacon was the only one who could solve that problem.
So, yes, the Jeep is quite visible.
All
Curses.
right, well, what do you think, Dan? I got nothing right now.
Well, we know that he's involved in this somehow.
I know, but we can't get any more than that. I want to follow the tracks, but we have to get into his Jeep to do that.
I don't think we could possibly get away with screwing his car up again and getting him to take the other vehicle. That trick might work once, but...
I agree. Especially with... It's a lot more visible now that it's daytime. So what do we do? We might have to go to Sam for a little while at least.
Go bother her while she's holed
right
up
now.
reading.
I got nada.
I'm reading a book.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
we're reading.
well, you can actually shift to Sam relatively quickly because, Sam, you do, after about an hour or two of study in the bowels of the library.
You said bowels.
You do run across an interesting bit of information.
Someone put this in the wiki.
It appears that the gaunt requires 6 victims. And then they disappear.
Oh, Jesus. How many victims? Bill.
I think we're at 4. No, 5?
The doctor.
There's 3 guys from the movie set.
The movie set guy.
No, there were 2 at first, and then there was a 3rd later. The 3rd was while we were here, after your night of debauchery, drunken bonfiring.
Oh. I don't remember that.
And then the doctor and Bill and the wino. That's 6. Yeah, we have 6.
Uh-oh.
So he should be disappearing.
Problem solved. Let's go home, guys.
But he would have disappeared after the bonfire thing, which was a while ago. So something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Maybe there's more than one of them.
That's what I was
assume there's
thinking.
only one.
Right.
Just because we haven't seen more than one in the same place doesn't mean there's only one.
I know. That's
true.
It's the only thing that makes sense. By the way, has no one mentioned the whole invulnerable in battle thing, or are we just going to let that slide?
No, I said it. I said it last when I called you on the phone.
That is disconcerting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm reading this book to hopefully find something that can help us fight it.
Well,
but it doesn't look like we're going to have much choice. I need to...
We also know that they're not, allowed out during daytime. So
right.
All we really have to do is find them and you dig them up.
Just going for the whole desert.
I said we had to find them first.
Well, get that Jeep that you guys can't figure out how to get into.
Well, excuse me.
I'm gonna take a break from the book, and I'm going to go to a payphone.
Okay, you can use the library phone. It's right upstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna call the movie set and see if I can get a hold of Charles in charge.
Katie's kind of looking at you strange, kind of not really eavesdropping, but just kind of concerned for you a little bit. So Tony answers the phone at the film set. That's who you're calling, right? The film set.
Yeah, the film set. Yep.
Okay. Tony answers. Yep.
Hey, Tony?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Sam. Yeah, this is Sam. Is George or Daniel around by chance? It's kind of an emergency.
Sniffing around that Jeep. Hang on a sec. Hey, Chuck.
What?
Sam's on the line for you.
Thank you. What's up?
In the studies that I've been doing, I just came across something that's pretty damn interesting. The gaunt that we discussed, it only needs 6 victims before it disappears.
How many do we have so far?
I think we're at 6. Unless someone's not dead. Unless someone's just missing because they're missing.
Yeah.
For instance, the cameraman could have actually just left.
Yeah, that's the first person that I thought of too.
But I wanted to let you guys know that if there's another victim, we'll probably never get to see him again. This will never be solved.
Good. Let's sacrifice someone. That's the end of the series. We just.
Hey Daniel, can you wander around in the desert for a little bit?
I'll go find out.
So what do you want me to do, boss? Since I found this information out, I don't know if it's worth staying here another 2 days or 3 days and getting this finished up.
Well, we don't know what even we're gonna do when we find them, so maybe you could try to figure that out.
Okay. Well, I'll keep studying then, and I'll see what I can come up with. So far, it looks like it's allowing me to summon or bring forth other creatures, and I'm wondering if they help fight against this? I have no idea. I need to do more studying to find more information.
Yeah, just keep chugging along. Let me know what you find out.
Okay. Just wanted to give you an update.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, get in that Jeep.
That's not meta, right?
Click, click.
Just guessing there's a Jeep, and I'm guessing you should get in it somehow.
So
I've had a
Sam,
vision.
Katie is looking at. She's like, "What's going on?"
I just found out some interesting information. I just wanted to pass along to my boss that's doing the investigation.
Well, I overheard. What is this about the 6 victims?
I believe that the gaunt, only needs 6 victims before it's satisfied.
And it has 6 now? Who are they?
Well, so far we've been counting, but not positive on the movie camera guy, the migrant worker, the Bill the wino, Will, his friend that Bill saw pull out of there, and the doctor, and the one that my boss just said that was pulled from the lot.
Pulled from what lot?
The movie lot.
What was pulled from the movie lot?
A person.
Who is that?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Chuck, who is that?
From his information, that's 6. So it doesn't make any sense for me.
Chuck, who is that person?
There was person that went missing after the bonfire.
Who is it?
Did someone put that down in?
I didn't think we had that information. I thought it was just there was one person missing. I don't ever remember knowing that.
Yeah, I don't either. So maybe there wasn't one.
I remember there was someone who disappeared.
Let me go back and watch the YouTube video.
Okay, just give us like 6 hours.
Yeah, just please, God.
All we need is 6 hours.
All right, so let's just out of all the character and all that, let's just go with 5, because I think maybe we missed one somewhere. Thought there was 6 and there's only 5.
There's only there was only. That's why I said there was only over 5.
Matt's always right.
No, there were 2 people missing initially, and then one person disappeared after the bonfire that you got drunk at.
I thought I remembered that too, but no name.
I'm pretty sure if someone would have gone missing, we would have, I don't know, noted it down in the wiki or something. Yeah,
I thought so. We would have.
Well, I remember the conversation, and there was no name or information or anything. So I don't know what we would have written.
I don't know either. I wonder if we were thinking of John Stan, the original lead, that he's gone from the movie set, thinking that he was.
That could be, yeah.
Taken.
Yeah, I don't recall anybody else disappearing from the movie set. As a matter of fact, I know there wasn't.
Maybe it's the hysteria and the heat.
Because the only disappearances have been in Strictly and Your Belinda.
What about the movie
projector? 2 crew members, or the crew member and the cameraman.
Except for the other 2 who are gone, but they have logical reasons for being gone.
Okay, so they might not even be victims at all.
You don't know.
The 2 of those.
All you know is the thin man has been striking Your Belinda. Nobody says there's a problem at the movie set.
Okay. Burp.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think we're at 5 victims, so I wanted to call and let him know right away.
Okay. Well, that sounds like the best thing to do. Now, did you say the doctor?
Yeah.
You didn't hear?
No. What?
Oh, he's back.
What?
Yeah, he was mugged. They found him wandering around the rail yard. He sort of lost a little bit of his memory, but he's at the hospital now. Did you know him?
Just briefly from the investigation and dinner at all the Italian restaurants in the land.
All one of them.
Oh, she looks a little disappointed. Well, he's at the hospital, and she goes back to reading her book.
Oh, sad pukey vomit. Okay, well, I'm going to get back to studying. Let me know if you want to take a lunch break.
Sure. I'll let you know. I'll come down.
Really?
Hey, now.
Sounds good to me. Really good.
Ooh. Zing da da ding. Okay. So you head back down to continue your studies.
Losing my sanity.
Of the Underlands. Chuck and Matt, not Matt, but Daniel. Matt.
I still got nothing.
Chuck hangs up the phone, says to Tony, I still got nothing.
Don't tell me what I did.
Tony just sadly shakes his head.
Before I hang up the phone, I'm gonna tell Daniel I don't got nothing. Oh.
Which means you have something.
That's obvious.
Having completed my sentence.
Double negatives.
Ain't got no nothing, no how.
Mm-mm-mm.
That means I have something.
That's weird. I'm getting flickering lights in my office here.
Oh.
We got a bunch of wind out here, so I'm waiting for the power to go out.
Tell it to get away. Shoot,
That would be
wind.
awfully suspenseful.
Hey, boss, if we wanted to, we could trek back out to the desert and see if we can't find those tracks. I mean,
I don't know
chances
about
are they're
doing it
gone,
on foot.
buried under the sand, but we literally have nothing else but those tracks right now.
All right. I still have the keys to Tony's car. I guess let's go for it.
Yeah, he as you drive away, he just sort of glances up and shakes his head and goes back to his work.
All right. Off we go to our imminent
We're
death.
going to Vegas.
Pretty much positive of that.
Okay, you drive out and hop on the dirt track, and follow it out to where the Bel Air was parked.
Ding.
And park, and I suppose get out and walk.
Yeah, make sure we have weapons in our inventory. I want to make sure that we have those on us.
Sure. Anything
What
you
else
say?
do we have in our inventory?
I have my
Dan,
gun.
you got anything good?
I have my gun, my
Binoculars?
switchblade, a pack of cigarettes, my lighter, my keys, my wallet, and
I
a
said
flask.
good. Not
full of-
completely unnecessary for you to mention.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
my whiskey flask is really great, especially on those days when you're just not quite there.
Right?
All right, well, let's get to it.
I think Donald Trump's in our podcast.
Is that right? That's Charles Gerard. Sorry about it.
I blame my allergy.
All right, so we're going to drive out there and hop out and start looking for the tracks.
Okay.
But I'm going to make sure that we avoid any, rough terrain.
Mm-hmm.
If we stumble upon that, that's when we're going to get out.
Okay. Yeah, well, right about where on the map where the Bel Air is indicated, the yellow spot, that's when it starts to get a little bit rough. It looks like, why don't you each give me a spot hidden roll? Or a track roll, whichever one is good
I
for you.
remember noticing that the tracks went northwest of where that car was parked.
Oh, shoot.
Wow, George, nicely done. So Chuck needed a 45 or below, and you rolled a 2, and Daniel rolled the exact opposite.
Look at all that sand.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you park the Bel Air and search around. Of course, Daniel just simply cannot remember where exactly he was, but Chuck immediately, with his sharp, trained vision
and lack of sheer stupidity,
sniff, looks at. Yeah, thanks, Donald. You immediately spot not humanoid tracks, but you do discover tire tracks.
Well, let's get going. Let's start following him, I guess.
Okay.
We're this far anyway.
And since you rolled so nicely,
Thank you.
you made an extreme spot hidden roll. you easily detect that these are tire treads from the Jeep.
Wow, isn't that fascinating?
But the Jeep never went this far last night.
Didn't you say that David took his Jeep once you had it fixed up? Went off on his own?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Didn't go this far last night. Is that when I was driving it? You're talking?
So that's correct. So you took the Jeep, for instance, where it is currently on the map, and you went as far as where the Bel Air is, but the tracks that you found the Jeep are actually right here.
Right, so that was not my tire tracks, so it's got to be him.
Yeah.
Let's start walking.
Let's.
Get
Will you
him.
carry me?
Oh,
I'm tired.
get him.
Okay. Okay. So.
Wrong franchise.
So you essentially keep walking to where the tracks are going, as I'm indicating on the map here. And let me actually draw that for you a little bit, because I think that'd be a little easier to find. And we'll do that let's do that in blue, I guess. We'll see what that looks like. So you follow it up from here. That looks like shit, doesn't it? Select the move. I gotta zoom
We
in.
need some tracking music.
Right? There we go. Get rid of that piece of crap. Let me get a better color here. Draw shape, freehand. I guess.
If you want to amuse yourself, just imagine the Benny Hill theme song playing in the background.
All right. Let's do like a nice deep red. That'll look a little bit better. So okay. So the tire tracks go as I'm making the noise, and then they continue off here and back towards the film site. Does that make sense?
Okay.
You see that? But Chuck, since you rolled so nicely, and I love you so much,
Oh, there it is.
right about here, you smell something.
Sorry.
And there goes our only hair.
Right. It's disgusting. It smells like a dead animal.
Oh, Jesus.
In the desert? Oh, that can only be one thing.
What could it be? It's crickets.
Well, I don't know. Is smell something we can use to track something? Can we follow a smell?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can follow us.
What are you, a bloodhound?
I suppose we could try it at least.
Okay.
Would that be a track roll?
Actually, the smell is relatively easy to follow. So
Oh, cool.
I'm going to indicate here. It looks like you've got a little. I see George has a little or a purple dot there, maybe. I think.
I call it dark blue, but to each their own.
So if I move that slightly, it takes you here, and hopefully you can
Not
still
supposed
see
to
that,
touch another man's dot.
right? No, you're fine, Charles. Don't worry about it.
I suppose purple wasn't the best.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll actually get worse here in a second. But so as you follow the scent of it gets stronger and stronger, and you discover that it leads to a soft foothill, and at the very top of the foothill is a huge shaft leading down. There is a bunch of rubble and broken timbers and stones, and there is just a disgusting stench coming from it. Why don't Chuck, since I'm not going to bother with Daniel, Chuck, why don't you give me a idea roll? Is that still a thing? Idea?
I do not see that.
How about something that would be similar?
Would this be like education or intelligence? Jinx, you owe me a gram of
Intelligence is supposed to be like mental smarts, not just book smarts. So that might be our best bet.
It's sort of like an insight or something along those lines. I don't know if there's any skills that are similar to that.
That's
What was that, George?
I think intelligence is your best bet. Looking at our options here.
Okay, whichever one, wisdom or intelligence, whichever one's better for you.
Wisdom? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't think wisdom's a thing.
Oh, it isn't on there?
No.
Oh, yes.
But I'll do intelligence.
Wrong
It
system.
is just intelligent. Okay. Charles helped us out. All right, you need an 80 or below, and you got 68, so that's a success. You do notice that there is an absence of any kind of animal tracks around, and that the plants that are around the mouth of the shaft are all dead and wilted.
Well, to be fair, it's a desert, so seems reasonable.
Whereas some of the other stuff at the foothills is fine. So a few yards down the slope of the foothill, you do see normal cacti and other sort of shrubs and that are healthy.
Well, what do we do, Dan?
I do reckon we have found ourselves the den of one very nasty ghost.
Okay, try that again, but don't be so fucking annoying.
No, I'm gonna make him keep to that because that's an awesome.
So how deep are we talking here?
6 inches. Hey. Oh.
You know, is this like a let's just hop on down there, or is this like a let's throw a pebble and wait 8 hours for it to hit the ground?
So tell me what you're doing.
I'm looking into the hole for the bottom.
Why don't you give me a spot hit?
Because I don't know where my mouse is. There we go.
All right. Oh, you need a 45. You roll a 46, so that's a failure.
Ouch.
Are you sure?
You're not quite sure. It looks deep and black.
Hold on.
Hey, what you
I have a
looking at,
question.
boss?
Wait, yo, pause. I got a question. That checkmark thing we did, when does that take effect?
I'm sorry, say again?
At the end of the adventure, not in the middle of it. He wants to know when we get the stat point increase for
At the end
skill
of the
challenge.
whole adventure, yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Hey, boss, what you looking at?
I was trying to find the ground.
He found the ground. So
Okay.
the shaft, you sort of, it's hard to tell because there's so much stone and timber and everything. But you can look into the shaft, and it appears to just go down into blackness further than you can see.
Okay, well, that's not going to work.
Can I pick something up nearby and toss it in?
Sure.
So I
Yeah,
am
there's
going to do that.
plenty of rocks. So you toss it, and it's about 1, 2, 3, and you hear a faint tinkle.
Tinkle.
You might say it's
Daniel.
Sorry.
So I guess you could say that it's one pissing distance deep.
yeah, pretty
That's
much.
3 pissing distances before you hear the tinkle.
All right. Well, approximately
Say again, George. You cut out.
the approximate diameter of the hole.
The hole appears to be about, well, it's kind of tough to tell, but it's probably around 10 feet in diameter. But there's a bunch of stones and timbers and everything all above it.
I want to look around at all the debris and see if I can't figure out maybe what that was before it all fell down.
Okay.
See if there's any kind of hints as to what was here before.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden?
I can. I don't think it's going to work.
Give it a roll.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, it does appear that once upon a time, and maybe in recent history, it doesn't look too old, but it looks like there's a part of a winch and some cabling. But it is collapsed. It's all like crushed down and pretty much unusable.
So, I mean, you do know that at one point we're going to have to go down there, right?
Well, I wasn't sure about that because I was thinking we could just try and block off the top with the debris we got.
That too. Just start shoveling stuff in there
Can
to see if
I don't really know how to do this. Can I just evaluate the area and does it seem like we have enough debris to sort of cover something up?
Probably not without some heavy machinery.
Okay. Daniel?
What?
Bulldozer, whatever.
And I left my op heavy machine skill on my other character too.
Not that we have any lying around. Did anyone put anything in demolitions? We talked about that.
Oh, yes, I do actually, believe it or not, have 21 points in demolitions.
Nice.
Okay, so let's go find an Acme store and buy some TNT.
The only thing with you buy it from Acme, and it's only ever going to blow up when you don't want it to. Have you
Exactly.
not watched the Roadrunner cartoon?
Right. Oh, Brian, you're muted, I believe.
Sorry.
Were you saying something?
I said, especially when Matt rolls.
Oh, yeah.
98. Well,
if he needs a 20, he'll get a 99.
Well, if he quit packing the Bel Air trunk full of nitroglycerin, he might have a pretty good chance.
Well, what do you think, Daniel? Should we try to just kind of blow the hole up and sort of implode it, collapse it in on itself? I don't know about you. The last thing in the world I want to do is go down there.
I mean, do we have any access to any kind of explosives that we could use to
No, but
collapse?
we also don't have access to an 80-foot ladder.
I mean, we can go back to the movie set and see if the special effects guys have anything.
An 80-foot ladder, Daniel. Don't be an ignorant slut.
Oh, no, I keep one of those in my back
explosives.
pocket. Hold on.
Daniel, you ignorant slut.
I mean, it's like a sort of a mining area. I feel like TNT is a reasonable thing for us to find in Yorba Linda.
That wasn't even invented
It's dynamite.
Yeah, well, TNT was around in the 1950s.
No, the TV station?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about the song.
Oh, okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Oh, no, just Teenage Ninja
Heroes in
Turtles?
Action.
Yeah, they were actually fully healthy Ninja Turtles.
They weren't mutants at the time.
They were fine. I think that's our best bet, Daniel. I think we try and just blow this whole thing up.
I like it.
I'm not too fond of the 20 points you put in demolition. Demolition is one of those things I like to be at 80.
Maybe you want to be a little bit better at that. I don't know.
I say we take a crack at it and see what happens.
Wait, Daniel, what's your library use?
20. I am
Maybe
1
we
point
try
better in
and read
demolitions.
a book about demolitions. What do you think?
Is it a picture book?
Spend 5 hours reading. God, I hope you can read.
It's actually not far off in the 50s.
Yeah. All right. I think that's what we should do. I think we should go try and learn more about demolitions. Find some boom bang kapow.
You know what we need to do? We need to mark out the path back to this place so we don't lose it, because that smell is going to disappear eventually. We need to get back here.
And what do you plan to use for that, Daniel?
Well, we do have a lot of debris. I mean, take some of the timbers. That's not something that naturally shows up around here. So as long as we leave, like a trail of broken pieces of timber, it might provide some sort of marker for us to get back here.
All right, why not? Oh. Let's do it.
Okay. Start gathering up bunches of wood that I can use to leave a marker trail of sorts so that we can get back here.
Okay, it's pretty easily done. You can leave some markers every few yards or so, and right back to the trail where the Bel Air is. No problem.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the movie set. Let's drive over to the movie.
All right, you drive back towards the movie set. Sam, you're in the basement studying away. Still
studying in the basement with Katie.
No, she's upstairs. She's mad at me.
Also, she's upstairs.
Ignorant slut. No.
And sorry, Katie comes down and she says, "Are you hungry?"
Yeah, I'm famished.
Well, I brought some just some sandwiches from the deli. Do you want to eat down here?
Sure.
So
That'd
she brings down some tea and some sandwiches, and basically just sits with you. Doesn't really say much. She's very quiet. She appears to be lost in thought.
Make your move, Sam.
How's your day going, Katie?
Oh, it's okay. I'm just,
You're a librarian, so kind of every day sucks.
every kind of day sucks. No, it's been pretty crazy around here. What with the thin man running around, I guess I'm just a little bit on edge.
Yeah. Do you have any more information, like personal experiences with him?
No.
Maybe something your grandma has told you with stories, or?
All I know is what she told me when I was a little girl and way too scared. No.
Yeah.
She basically said that, and my mom said the same thing, that the thin man would appear every so often, but then would disappear for a long stretch of time, and then eventually though would come back as if there were a reason for it to be here.
Ooh.
In this area. But it's been 40 years since we've seen it. So I don't really know. I thought they had gotten rid of it in my grandmother's time.
Right. Well, according to the book, there's really no way to kill it that I've found so far.
Well, what do you know about it?
Not really much. It lives underground during the day. It can't stand light.
Uh-huh.
But that's pretty much it. And I just found out that it needs 6 victims, and then it disappears.
Huh.
I'm wondering if the victims are to sustain their feeding over that time period.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was something else that somebody forgot to write down on the wiki.
Because I'm reading everything from the wiki.
I know, and so am I.
Like poof.
But there is one piece of information that somebody neglected to write down.
Oh.
But I've heard you guys say it a couple times.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you type it in there so I know what you're talking about?
As a matter of fact, I think it was it Daniel who said it.
God damn it, Daniel! You can't do anything.
Damn, Daniel.
Well, let me contact him mentally.
Let me just check my notes real quick here, because we are coming up on our end, guys.
Daniel.
Yes.
The end of the
Damn.
end of the. So I do have a little bit of a cliffhanger here that I can whip out.
Ooh.
Keep it in, please.
While I whip this out. All right.
No, you are not excused.
I just need to find that one thing here. Yes. Okay. This was very clear and so you probably want to write this down, Daniel, because you didn't write it down.
Sorry.
This is the book of Indian legends. If you remember, the one that you took back that was overdue.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just basically read what I read to you before. There's a section of the book that discusses a monster that came from the earth and was driven back from whence it came with magic and gold.
Ooh.
It was supposedly sealed beneath the earth by the use of golden wards. And it was the monster's name that loosely translated to the thin one or the skinny one.
Yeah, but that's not important
right now.
Nobody shaming.
Nobody shaming.
No anything anymore. Everything is politically correct. Incorrect.
So I think that's probably where we'll cut it there, because that gives you enough information to. So we'll say this. Actually, we'll do this a little bit, because even though Daniel should have maybe jotted that down earlier, he gave the book to Katie. So Katie, upon hearing Sam recount he's invulnerable, she'll say, "Oh, well, that book that Daniel brought back, I was flipping through it, and it said something about he could be sealed beneath the earth with wards of gold."
Wards of gold.
Fade to black. All right, that's it. All right,
Sweet.
So we'll do our little outro. First thing is, what are you guys thinking right now? Player reactions.
I think that Katie is something special, and not in a good way.
Oh, sorry.
Wedding bells.
Not in a good way, perverts. I'm wondering if she's either a ghast or a ghoul, and I need to figure out how to find this out. But why would she give me a book that would allow me to find out what she is? That's where I'm at.
I'm at Big Hole Go Boom.
We are at Big Hole Go Boom.
You guys all are a bunch of big holes going boom.
Boom.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll pick that up at the next episode. And,
Honestly,
what's that?
I don't have a next step, honestly. Like, I really don't know where we're going from here.
Okay.
We'll make it up as we go along.
Well, thankfully, George, we have a full week to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just take your time, George. We got a whole week.
Complete week. So take your time on that. And for right now, we're going to move on to a new segment that we call, doesn't really have a name, it's just recommendations of the week. So each of us is going to recommend something that we think is really super cool. And I would like to start off by recommending a card game called Cthulhu Gloom. I picked it up on Amazon after having watched Will Wheaton play the regular Gloom game on his tabletop series. And this is a Cthulhu themed version of that card game. It's a really interesting card game because if you've ever played Munchkin, where you're trying to sort of backstab your opponents, but also build up your own character by laying more cards on top of it to give it like a +1 sword or a shield or whatever. This is the exact opposite. It's sort of like the Addams Family. So you deal out a family of cards, so you have 5 members of your family. And what you want to try to do is kill your family members before anybody else kills theirs. And so instead of playing bonuses on your characters, you actually curse them or hurt them or drive them deeper and deeper into madness. And then eventually you can play a death card on them to sort of lock in the level that they go down. But also at the same time, you're healing your opponent's family. So you want to keep them above ground, but you want to kill your own family. So it's a reverse of that. And it's tongue-in-cheek. It's very funny, but it has sort of like an Addams Family sense of humor, sort of black humor. And we played that. It was quite fun because you can keep the cards are transparent, so you can sort of keep layering effects upon effects on top of a character.
Oh, cool!
And you can see it, and they sort of stack. So I thought that was really cool. So I wanted to recommend Cthulhu Gloom. Brian, how about you?
I recently just ordered the Beer of the Month Club, or joined the Beer of the Month Club. I've done a couple Candy of the Month Club and Loot Crate and all those different things just to try some different ones out. This one is actually pretty interesting because you can pay for 3 months, 6 months, or a year in advance, and it's not a renewable subscription. If you don't like it, 3 months, you're done. Nice. If you do like it, you get a bonus for coming back. So I got my first delivery, 12 beers, microbrews from around the United States.
Sweet.
And I'm pretty pleased with it. I only started with a 3-month subscription, so it's about $100 a little over, and every month you get a new 12-pack.
Nice. Very cool. George, how about you?
Let's see. This month or week, I'll talk about Cheer Wine. I have the shirt on. Which is a cherry soda, which is pretty popular in the Carolina area. Not so popular elsewhere, but if you can track it down, it is really good. And made with real sugar, which a lot of people are freaking out about nowadays. So if you're in that crowd, it's another good option. but it's really good. Worth finding.
Is it gluten-free?
Oh no, or care.
It's GMO gluten-free.
It's pure carrot syrup.
No wheat either.
There's not even any. It's just water with red food coloring in it.
And sugar.
You have to pretend you taste it.
Cane
How
sugar.
about you, Matt? What do you want to recommend this week?
Well, I have a lovely, lovely indie game called Off-World Trading Company. Here it is. For those of you on video right now, Off-World Trading Company is a fast-paced, strategy-based economic simulator. Basically, what it is you spawn in on Mars, as we are, and what you do is you're starting up your own company, and the whole point of the game is to grow your company as fast as possible to make the most amount of money to be able to buy out all the other companies so that you can totally monopolize the planet of Mars.
Pretty sweet. Very nice. Okay. Well, thank you for those recommendations, guys. We'll check those out. I did want to give a quick shout out to a podcast, another fellow podcast, or I should say sister podcast. It's called Nightmares on Netflix, and you can find them on Twitter at Nightmares on Net, and they are a couple young ladies who review horror films that you can find on Netflix. They're very funny, but they go in depth with the films that they choose, and they both love horror films. So good job for those guys. Check them out. Nightmares on Netflix, if I can say it properly. And that's going to be it for this episode of Lovecraft Tapes. We thank you for listening. Feel free to reach out from Beyond the Veil with any comments or reviews. You can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com and on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes or Reddit/r/thelovecrafttapes or Facebook/Lovecraft Tapes. You can find me on Twitter at BoomstickBrew.
And if you want to enjoy any other lovely indie games, I'm always pushing out recommendations. If you want to know what those are, you can come find me on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
I'm on JDate.
I just downloaded a Reddit app. I'm not sure what it means yet.
It means you've read it.
Oh, then I can delete it? Sweet.
Yeah. After you read it, you can delete it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. We're clear?
All right. That was fun, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Yep. See ya. Bye. Okay. So let me, I guess I should say
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm going to quickly rewrite when we last left our heroes. So, Sam.
That was a good one, George, with that cherry soda.
Very nice.
Just do sodas. Because you're always on the search. Do the one that I brought you. What was it called?
I don't remember.
Something dog, wasn't it?
What's up, dog?
I might have to do a little research and see if I can find it.
Yeah, that was a good one. Black cherry. Okay, Google. Dog black cherry soda. Dog and Suds black cherry soda.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Let me look and see if that's the right picture.
Typical.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm sure this is it. It's at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Oh, Blaine's. Yeah, I know where Blaine's. We used to sell to those guys.
No, that makes sense. It's got a little Japanese symbol in the left corner now, Jeremy. Huh?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
They took over. It's 89 cents.
Fuck.
It's taking forever to load for the picture. Yep, that's it.
Good.
Dog and suds. Tomato to hell, you dirty ape.
If you guys don't mind, can we take an extra 5? I didn't
ahead.
do something that I was supposed to do
All right, go pick up the garbage. Go.
for a project. That's the only bad part.
For a hooker.
This one class, oh my God, we have a partner for every project, the same partner. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do jack shit.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
And so here, I dropped the ball, and of course, she's not there to pick it up.
They sent everybody a picture of the soda.
Soda.
George is always on the search for the best cherry soda that you can find. It's his favorite.
That is a good call.
Suck it.
They have a whole line of sodas. Root beer and ginger ale and all that stuff, I believe. I've only tried the black cherry and root beer, though.
Okay. All right, I got the When We Last Left Our Heroes is done. Okay, I'm going to do that. Here's a word from our sponsor. Okay, I think we're good. Otherwise, okay, we should be able to wrap this up after this episode, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was looking for.
Now that you guys have all the keys to the kingdom. I'll be right back. Grab a beer.
Cool. How are we going to figure out what the gold wards are?
We're gonna have to find some sort of information.
It's maybe she'll give it to me. Maybe Katie will give it to me or tell me where to find it.
That'd be nice.
I have to get some hair.
Things might get hairy.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh, you're a hairy wizard. Oh.
Hello, Harry Wizard. I'll jam my thumb in your buttle.
Fudge.
Okay, Google. Book of Indian Legends. Let's see if this is real.
Yoink. Upgrade my HQ.
You probably should upgrade your HQ, because otherwise your QH is going to be shot.
This is not a very good start for me. I'll make it work.
Okay, Google. The Book of the Underlings. Was the name of that book the Book of the Underlands or the Underlings?
I can't tell when he says it. I'm not sure what.
Okay, we'll ask him, because I swear it was the Underlings.
And to me, it sounded like he said Underlands, so.
Okay. We'll check with him. Because there's an actual book called Lore of the Underlings.
Oh, I'll see where the video is on that pleasure down.
Hi, George. Whoa, you should wear pants.
No, Brian, we went over this earlier. Pants are now optional.
They are optional, but he should wear pants.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
what a
this is
pleasure down.
awkward.
I don't want to see that.
I don't give a fuck what you want.
Do you think that's why your headset was cutting out a little bit, George, as it was low on battery?
No, it's just my internet today. You guys
Okay.
are keep getting choppy and cutting out too.
Okay.
You know, it's weird though, because you and Jeremy my screen for like 10 seconds, but Matt's never stops smooth motion.
Hmm.
Yay, I'm a winner.
Yeah, Matt's frozen a couple times times on me. You've obviously frozen a couple times on me, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, also my dad's home, which means one more thing on our Wi-Fi.
Oh. You could break all their devices.
Who's targeting
Like that
me?
French
No,
guy.
but he has his own, he gets Wi-Fi through his phone, so I wish he would just use it
Oh, got you.
through work.
Hey, Jeremy,
Yeah.
the Book of the Underlings or
Excuse me.
Underlands?
Underlands.
See, I was
you were
right.
Matt. I didn't say you weren't right. I said we should check. God, dickhole.
I implied it. I heavily implied that he was wrong.
Hey, stop playing your other game and let's go. I want to find out what the hell's happening here. Katie, if that's your real name.
So, okay, so...
Plot twist, I'm actually the dad. Think about it. Have you ever seen me and him in the same place at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm Superman because you've never seen him and me in the same place at the same time.
Only in my dreams.
Dreams.
Okay, are we ready? Did you catch up, George?
I am good to go, thank you.
Good to go? Okay. Let's get rolling here so we can get this done.
Rolling.
All right. Let's do it. Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes, a real play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson. Your investigators of the unknown are Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam Brewster.
No more green stuff, please.
George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine.
But how does that make you feel?
And Matt Zeilish as Daniel Williams.
Big hole gonna go big boom.
That's Matt just talking about last night.
Right? Ooh, big boom.
Taco Bell.
Exactly. All right, so how are we doing tonight? What are we eating and drinking?
I am drinking. I'm not eating anything, but I'm drinking my dinner. No. I'm having a RJ Rocker's Dunkel Dark Wheat Ale. It's very good.
Me
Sounds
too.
good.
What are the odds of that?
Yeah.
Get out.
Get out of here. I'm
We're all
drinking
drinking
cherry
out of
mist
town.
twist, which is better than normal mist twist because it's cherry flavored.
It's more misty.
Has George tried the
I've
cherry
heard only
flavored
weird
Mist Twist?
people work for Miss Twist.
Does it have 50% more Stephen King?
No, it doesn't take
No,
place
not
in May.
cherry. Cherry.
Oh, cherry mist. Well, I'm drinking a Outside Ales Beer Hito with mint and lime.
Mm.
You
That
put the
sounds
lime in
good.
the Coke, you know what?
It is not bad. So, all right. Before we begin, we're going to have a quick word from our sponsor. Good enough. Yeah.
That word is caterwaul.
And now we continue.
We need to find a manufacturer of big holes.
When we last left our heroes, Daniel managed to escape the clutches of the Thin Man and meet back up with Chuck. Dave Parker, no, it's Dave Parker goes
There you
missing
go.
overnight, but shows back up in the morning. Chuck and Daniel strike out to investigate the tracks Daniel found the previous night and instead happen upon a collapsed mine. Sam awakens after a bad nightmare and is informed that the missing doctor has reappeared in town. She continues.
Oh yeah, we didn't really do anything with that information, did we?
Nope. Sam
Shockingly, a little.
Well, it's not like you or I know this at this
Guys,
point.
let him get through the intro.
No.
Sam continues to study the Book of the Underlands, and finds out that the gaunt requires 6 victims before it disappears. Katie also informs her about the Wards of Gold quote from the Book of Indian Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And now we continue, Chapter 1, Episode 8, Lights, Camera, Chaos. That sounds more like chaos than anything else. So, let's pick up with Sam. What would you like to do with that new information that you learned from Katie?
Or the information that was very vital that we never did anything with last episode. Just putting that out there.
Katie, is there anything you can do to help me with this? This sounds like the key to stopping these disappearances and hopefully save some lives.
I can't give you any more information. I've already spoon-fed you.
I'm wondering if the gold wards information is in the book that I'm reading, or if I should revisit the Book of Indian Legends. Do you mind if I grab that as well?
Sure, you can read it. Mm-hmm. You read it, and it's basically exactly what I read you verbatim last time.
Jesus Christ, I am very dense.
Essentially it just says that the thin man or skinny one in Indian terms, Native American.
Steven Tyler.
Yeah. Needs to be entombed in earth, and wards of gold need to be placed above it. Does that make sense?
It does, but I'm not sure what the wards of gold are. That's where I'm getting confused.
Grab a dictionary, look up the word ward.
I know what it means.
I think he's a football player.
What type of ward is it? Where do I get the gold to make this ward? How do I put it above the hole? There's a lot of details that you have to do correctly, or it will not seal in the monsters.
And not necessarily like correctly, but probably quickly.
Yes. Shit.
Google, where art thou? Oh.
Driven back with magic and gold, and sealed beneath the earth with golden wards.
Oh yeah, of course. How could we not know that?
We'll just go down to the local ward emporium. Every
Make
town
sure
has
it's
one,
gold,
right?
not platinum this time.
Ward Depot. Do.
All right, so I will give you guys. Let's go with Sam. Sam, why don't you give me an intelligence roll?
Okay, because I'm not very smart.
Can I do it? I'm really smart.
Maybe I could throw you a bone here.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do. So,
All right, you needed a 70 or below. You rolled 62, so that is a success. So, Sam, even though you're a young lady, you do understand that ward isn't necessarily a thing. It's you can ward off anything with something, right? You're warding it. So if it's a ward of gold, it's just something of gold to keep it there.
a manhole cover. I knew it. Okay.
That's what warding is. So when you ward off a vampire with a crucifix, that's not a magic thing. It's just, you're warding.
So it's not like Naruto then, where
right.
you have a seal ward.
Right.
Where it's magic that actually holds in this nine-tailed fox.
Right. Or a magic scribe or anything weird like that.
Gotcha.
It just means you're warding it off with gold.
Yes.
That's all it means.
And ward does have more than that meaning.
It does. It could be a ward and a psycho ward.
Correct.
Which you might be headed towards.
I'm going to go hang out with the other guy that lost his brains. Okay, Katie, I think I need to get this information out to the movie set as soon as possible. I thank you so much for all your hospitality and everything. And after all this is done, I'd like to take you out to dinner if you're okay with that.
Well, she blushes a little bit. Of course. Just let me know if you need anything.
Thank you so much.
And good luck.
How am I getting back to the movie set?
She walks outside and is like, wait a
minute. I'm going to run over to the motel, and see if I can phone a taxi cab or something and get a ride back out to the movie set.
You can get a taxi cab any place in town.
Okay.
You can call for one. It's no problem.
Great. Yep. I would like to do that.
So Chuck and Daniel, you're back at the film, I guess you're back at the film set, right?
No, we left to go into town to look up books on demolition.
No. We went to the film set.
That's right. You did. Yeah. You were headed back to the the library, weren't you?
No, we were headed to the film set first.
Okay.
And then I said film set because I was thinking special effects department for Dynamite.
That's right. I do recall. Okay. You head back to the film set. It appears they're still quite busy. As a matter of fact, you see one of the trailers is gone.
Which one?
Yeah, can we tell just by looking at it which one it is?
Well,
or?
it really just matters if it's David's or not.
It is not David's, no. It appears to be some other person that you haven't met yet. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I want to find Bill.
Okay, he is with Stephen Goulding, the director, and they appear to be walking briskly along the set of Hollow Houses.
All right, Bill, I need to talk to you alone real quick. It's important.
Okay, yeah. Hang on just a minute, Stephen. Okay, no problem. And he comes over. Yeah. What's going on?
Okay, so we've been out here for how long now? A week or something? Without
it's been about
really
4 days, 5 days.
Yeah, without any pay. We're not really expecting pay. So what I need is for you to just trust me completely on this one thing. The explosives in your special effects department, we need those.
Oh, no, we don't have anything like that.
Nothing. Do you have any contacts or anything where you could acquire some?
Back in Hollywood, sure. It'd take a couple days though.
I don't think we have a couple days, boss.
We don't have a couple days.
What's going on?
Well, hopefully it won't matter to you guys.
Okay, yeah, because we're basically done with filming. We're gonna pull out in the morning. I've already sent some people home.
Hey.
All right. Well, thanks anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But I'm gonna stick around in case you need anything. I'll be available after tomorrow morning.
Okay, we're heading into town now. We're gonna try and figure some things out.
Okay. Are you still using Tony's car?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna need to give that back to him because he leaves tonight.
Damn.
And you can use mine in the meantime. Yeah, but I'll be stranded here, so don't forget about me.
Oh, that'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be awkward. Thank you.
You ever get that feeling you forget something?
Guys, I'm here still. All right,
for long.
let's head to
You
town.
answer the keys. No questions asked.
Let's head to town.
All right. You drive into town, and where are you headed?
The dynamite store.
Everyone knows that every town in America has a dynamite store, okay?
Okay, it's a former mining town. They gotta have dynamite.
We're going to Dynamites R Us.
Yeah, your Belinda is not really a mining town. It was Green Grove that used to be a mining town back in the 18th.
Oh, damn. All right, well, then to the library. Daniel, you have 10 minutes to find out how to make a bomb.
All right,
and it's the 50s, so no one will be suspicious of you.
You pull up to the library just as Sam is exiting to catch a cab that's pulled up.
Boy, that's awkward. Hey, you want to
grab her? We might need her help. She's a little better at the whole booking thing than I am.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam.
All right.
Hi.
What
are you guys doing here?
Long story short, no questions really asked. We need books on how to make bombs.
Let's go to the
I
library.
mean, really, we need the knowledge within the books, not necessarily the book.
Let's see if Katie has anything.
Katie looks at the three of you as you come in. She's like, is everything okay? Sam, what's going on?
I think because of all of your help, Katie, we figured out how to stop this from happening. But we need to do a little bit more research. Do you have any books on how to make explosives or anything having to do with that?
I do. I keep it under lock and key, but we do have a couple books that basically show you the basics of it. Sure.
Would you mind terribly if we review those?
No, of course not. She leads you back to her office and opens up a cabinet that has a bunch of different books. She takes a minute to sort through the titles, and she pulls out a handful of like 3 or 4 books and hands them over.
I give them
do
to
any
Chuck.
of these have pictures?
That's why I gave them to Chuck.
All right, speed reading roll.
Speed reading. Okay, so why don't you give me a roll there, Daniel?
I have
wait, I'm not
feelings too,
Daniel.
you know. I'm not just
I
a
thought
hunk
that
of
was
meat.
Daniel.
No, it was Chuck, not Daniel.
Oh, Chuck is reading. I thought Daniel
Yeah.
was doing
No,
because he had
no.
the demolitions.
Well, she handed me the books.
I handed him the books because
Right.
he wanted to see pictures.
No, I got it. So, but who's going to be eventually building the bomb?
Well, I think it's
Oh,
going to
I'm
be
the
a group
one
effort,
with-
but I'm just trying to get the knowledge. He can do the part where he blows his fingers off.
Okay, well, let's do this, Chuck. So if you can aid him and give him a +2. So your intelligence roll was a 7, and you needed an 80 or below, so that's extreme success. So we'll go ahead and say that's a +6 to his demolitions. Okay.
Oh, nice. Change that now, Matt. So we remember it.
Not yet. It's only going to be a temporary thing, just for this.
Yeah.
So
No, I know, but just so we remember it.
and only when he actually attempts it.
Gotcha.
So you can put that in the wiki if you want to, but but I still need Daniel to if you roll, and don't we have a better skill than that? Isn't it research?
Library.
Do library.
That's not any
Library.
better, but we'll give it a roll.
No, it's not any better.
So Daniel, give me a library. All right, you failed that. So because you failed that, I'm going to take off 2 points. So now you have a +4 to your demolition. So you're at what, 24?
25.
25. Okay. So that is what you're going to do. So we'll have to. What we'll do is this. So if you want to gather enough material to make the bomb, you're going to need to pass a luck roll.
Ooh.
Okay? Now, I will let one of you attempt it. So whoever may have a better luck roll.
We all have
Matt are both
65.
65.
So
Brian, I
you're all-
thought was 60.
65.
So you're all 65.
okay.
We're all dead even.
Matt,
so.
you
It's up
suck
to
at
you.
rolling, so
Just pick
I'm
who you
gonna
want to do.
George will roll. He's the boss.
I've been doing well today with rolls.
Chuck will roll. He's the boss.
All right.
Oh,
I met Daniel will. Daniel will.
So unfortunately,
Mulligan.
you need a 65 or below. You got a 77. So you're going to be unable to. I'll assume that Chuck went upstairs and was on the phone trying to track down some things that he knew that he would need to build a bomb, but he's just really coming up empty. So you guys have to figure out something else. The
What
boom
about-
thing isn't going to work?
What about like a Molotov cocktail, but on a big scale?
It'd be
So
the
what-
same sort of deal. So the whole explosion thing and whatever is just.
It
not-
doesn't
But I mean,
Because
isn't
you
it just
need to
glass
light
and
fire.
alcohol and fabric?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sam, did you learn anything that might end up being a potential secondary solution here if we can't get this explosives things off the ground?
Well, we know that they're driven back with magic and gold, so they're afraid of gold. It wards them off. So what we need to do is we need to figure something out. But as far as sealing up the hole, I think we just, if this is actually their lair, which I guess you guys are convinced of it. I'm not sure. What did you find that makes you think that this is the place?
Not only did the place reek of dead things, but
Okay.
all the plants around it were dead and rotting within a certain radius, and then outside of that, perfectly fine. There were no animal noises anywhere near it. There were no animal tracks anywhere near it. And it was an old mine shaft from the looks of it. There were like splintered timbers and rock.
Do you think the smell was the victims that are missing, like Bill and Will?
Ooh.
The bodies?
Possibly. I mean,
Oh,
I threw a
don't
pebble
wanna
down
think of
there,
that.
and it was a good 3 Mississippi until we heard it hit the bottom. So
3 pissing distances.
No distances.
3 pissing distances to tinkle.
So I think we need to. I'm really not sure what we're going to do here, guys.
Do we know anyone who has any gold that they wouldn't mind if we just kind of, made go bye-bye?
Yeah, I highly doubt that would happen.
I mean, how much?
But I don't even think it needs to be a
chain in
significant
jewelry store?
amount. Right. I don't think it needs to be a significant amount. A gold watch.
Yorba
something-
Linda does have
a jewelry
17
stores.
jewelry
Chuck,
stores.
you're rich.
It
Go
is
buy a gold watch.
really heavy in Italians.
That's true.
Hey,
The bigger
Forget
problem
about
is
the
how we got
stereotypes.
buried. Did we forget that part? Bury it in the earth and put the thing on top?
Yeah, sealed beneath the earth with golden wards.
so assuming we can just throw a gold watch into the hole,
That's not going to seal it.
no.
You got to seal
where the
it and
dynamite
put the
comes
gold on top, so it can't get out.
But we already know we're not going to be able to get that bomb together.
I know.
Not mentioning any names.
Well, if your freaking demolitions use wasn't 24 or whatever.
25. With a boost from you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have my boost anymore. I take it back.
Oh.
Well,
whatever we're doing, guys, we're gonna have to do it fast because as soon
do
as
we
that sun
wait.
sets,
Do we have to
It's
blow
hard
up
to do
the
nothing
hole,
fast.
or do
We
we
have
have
to
to
seal
just seal it?
we just have
With
to
what?
seal it.
I don't know. Maybe one of the fake buildings. We could take a wall down, set it over top of the hole, and put gold on top.
We don't even have a vehicle that can get out there.
You're
I mean,
driving.
Remember,
one.
this is
Looking at all that-
farther into the hills than where the Jeep got stuck.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm trying to give out ideas, guys.
Unless we can get heavy
Other
machinery
than-
out there, none of that rubble isn't going to be.
A nuclear explosion. Well, let's see if we can find some machinery that we can get pulled out there.
Ah, yes. Let's go to the local cat dealership.
There is
It's the 50s. Somebody has a tractor.
dump trucks, bulldozers. Yeah, it's a normal city. But it would take you just about until dusk to drive one back.
We got to do this, guys. Let's go now.
I'd say right about dusk is when you would arrive.
Let's go. Let's go die, guys. Come on.
Okay, so
Is
does
the
anyone
building really
here-
going to be a seal? Part of a
I say
building?
we get a heavy
It's going to be like
machine out.
plywood.
Chuck,
No,
what
no.
we're going to do is we're going to go out there. We're going to we need to get some sort of heavy machine out there, and we can just drag the rubble that's there back into the hole.
Bulldoze right over top of it. Seal it up. Somebody's headbanging to some Metallica over there.
That, or he just got to that one part in Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right, well, you guys go get a truck. I'm going to go get a gold something.
Okay, come on, Sam. We need to find a construction office or someone around here who's willing to let us borrow a.
Okay, Katie,
Heavy machine
thank
of
you
some sort.
again. We really appreciate all your help.
Yes,
I'll
no
let you know
problem.
how it turns out.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Here's a phone book if you want to find a construction. I know there's a couple places just down about a quarter mile down the road.
Fantastic. Thank you again.
Great.
Yeah, no problem. And Chuck, there is a jewelry store just 3 doors down.
Good.
By the Italian restaurant. Whoa,
Which one?
Lincio.
There's 17.
Okay.
Go grab
which
gold
location?
something or another already.
So Chuck walks into a little shop that says gold jewelry on the front window. The bell tinkles, and this little guy comes out. Hey, what's up there? What can I do for you?
A good salesman. I need the cheapest real gold item you have.
I got tons of gold. What do you need?
The cheapest real gold item you have. That's a pretty definitive question, I think.
Well, okay. What do you want? I got watches. I got gold bricks. What do you want?
I want the cheapest real gold item you have.
Well, what are you looking to do? Like ward off some spirit or something?
Wait a minute.
That's what he asked, really.
Old Man Jenkins.
This is bullshit.
Chuck, you do spot a gilded
Lily.
crucifix hanging on the back wall. It looks like to be about 3 feet long by 2 feet wide.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the cheapest thing they've got. How much is that thing?
Oh, it's for you. It's quite the a deal. Let me just check your character sheet here. Oh,
He doesn't get to check
how
my
much
character.
money? You have 10,000 on you? That's pretty.
He just pulled his wallet out of his pocket and started.
It's
Just really thick with $100 bills.
Oh, that old
Hey,
thing. That
My
came from
credit rating thing is high. credit score thing, whatever that was.
I'll tell you what. That crucifix, this is between me and you, that's an antique.
I literally don't care.
Grove. It was found at Green Grove after the gold miners disappeared. And I'll give it to you for $500.
I'll take it for $200 because you're not exactly going to be rushing off and selling it elsewhere.
He reaches up, grabs the crucifix. Looks like it doesn't weigh very much, and he puts it right on the counter.
Oh, I'm sure it's
holds out his hand for $200.
Big ass crucifix that doesn't weigh anything.
George grabs it and runs.
Roll for stealing.
Look, a distraction.
Chuck,
All right,
for
so
stealing.
you are out $200, and you now have a crucifix gilded with gold. Chuck and Sam, or Daniel and Sam, rather. You find a quarter mile down the road, just like where Kitty said, a construction site where you have there are plenty of men walking around. They're pouring concrete, doing all kinds of constructy type stuff. There's a big burly guy. He's like, "Hey, what's up there?"
It's a Diet Coke break.
How you doing there, little lady?
You want to take this one?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. What brings you into town?
We are looking to rent a front-end loader from you, my friend.
Oh, these things ain't for rent. I'll come out. I'll pour it for you. What do you want, a driveway? What do you got?
We actually have an old mine that's off of the highway a little ways that we need to seal up for the movie purposes. They want to shoot out there. We want to make sure it's safe.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. So
you available?
Well, do you think they got any pots for me out there? I did a little high school play here and there.
I do know the director, and I do know the writer as well.
Okay, all right.
I can't promise anything, but I will definitely put in a good word for you.
Well, absolutely. Okay, well,